All right, well, let's begin here. It's the top of the hour. Thank you, everyone, for coming to today's RE Tech and R, where we like to explore many of the most progressive things that are happening in real estate technology. And one of the things that really caught our attention was a recent release of what we understand to be the first PropTech franchise ever. So, I think people understand what a franchise is, but this is a very unique go-to-market strategy for a game changer type technology that is happening in our industry. So if we can go to the next slide, I'd like to introduce my panelists. So joining us today is Scott Oakley. So Scott is the CEO of YourHomeHub and the parent company Move Guru. Say hello, Scott.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Excellent. And then Magnus has joined us. You want to give a little quick background on yourself, Magnus? 10 seconds, 25 seconds of greatness.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. Basically been in the real estate industry for over 30 years. I'm a U.S. regional owner for Remax Real Estate. Have probably 1,400 people in my organization. And I've been involved, my expertise really specifically is within the franchising component of what we're going to be talking about today, and basically been involved in a number of different franchisors. My most recent a big organization that I was involved with, I created the first mortgage real estate brokerage franchise and sold it to Remax worldwide. It's called Motto Mortgage today. I was one of the co-founders of that organization.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Kathleen Kuhn, president of Move Guru.
Hi, everybody. Oh, there you go, jumping on there, Victor. Hi, everybody. Kathleen Kuhn, president of Move Guru. I have spent the last 30 plus years in the franchising space, multiple franchise brands, but primarily as the CEO of Housemaster, which is the first franchise in the home inspection space and one of the largest franchises with over 350 offices in US and Canada.
So I guess you're where the great idea came from Scott, huh?
I like to think so.
Excellent. Next up, let's introduce David Moody.
Hey guys, I'm David Moody. I'm a Georgia native, probably hear it in the voice, and 34 years plus in the industry. Love what I do every day, helping agents become better people. And I think this is a great tool for what we're going to see it do for the consumer.
And the company you work for, David?
ERA Sunrise Realty. Sorry about that, Victor.
Oh, let's go. And then joining him is Greg Martin. Hello, Greg.
Hi, Greg Martin. I'm the president of ERA Sunrise Realty with 6 offices throughout Georgia. Also the managing member of our title company, SureClose Title Services. And we were one of the first companies to actually use the precursor of YourHomeHub, Move Guru. And so we're excited to be a part of the next generation.
Terrific. Well, why don't we get started here? Scott, if you could advance the slide, maybe you could just sort of center us a little bit on what YourHomeHub is, and then we'll talk a little bit about the idea of what you guys are doing with franchising and opportunities that are available for others who may want to participate.
Sure. Thanks, Victor. I appreciate it. So, we've been supporting real estate agents through a company called Move Guru for about 7 years. And we help consumers and agents keep in touch with each other. We help them through a very stressful process of moving their home, and we kind of smooth that process out. While we've been doing that, one of the things that we noticed is that we would tap into an agent's CRM and notice that within an agent's sphere of influence, the average agent in the country had 397 contacts in their CRM for sphere of influence. So what we wanted to do is go out and really solve for the industry, solve for the agent, keeping the agent the center of the transaction. How do we help them solve getting as many buyers and sellers as possible through their sphere of influence? So we created YourHomeHub, and it was all because of these numbers. The average agent in the country has 397 contacts that they're trying to get business from every single day. And when you multiply that out of 397 times the average move rate in America of 9.7%, you see that every agent in the country, on average, has about 37 transactions, buyers and sellers, that are going to occur every single year in their sphere. The challenge as the industry with a whole is that the average agent in the country only does 7 transactions a year. So what can we do with technology to bridge that gap between 37 potential transactions, yet the average agent only doing 7? So we've been building Your Home Hub slowly for about 7 years now, and for about the last 12 months, rigorously investing very, very heavily in this new technology. And you have people like Greg Martin and David Moody and Magnus Sublet that were kind enough to come on here that saw the vision really early on, came aboard and became a regional owner very quickly within the network. So do you want me to just keep going and kind of tell a little bit about it, Victor?
Yeah, that's great. I think people really need to understand what you guys are doing, because it's really is breakthrough. You know, one of the things that we have understood for so long is that too often real estate agents lose contact with their customers between transactions. And I think that's one of the gaps that you guys solve for in a really great way. And the other key ingredient that you solve for is, once I do transact, whether I'm buying or selling, there's a move involved, and there's a lot of moving pieces with that move, which I think you speak to on the slide. So if you can just kind of cover that.
Sure. It was actually kind of funny. So about 4 or 5 months ago, this gentleman right here, Magnus Sublet, came to me, and I've known Magnus for 25 years. And he said, Scott, your organization is primed to have unit ownership, like a franchise. And I looked at him, I said, Magnus, you're crazy. I run a software company. What am I going to do with franchising? And he said, no, really, you guys are prime for franchising. And after a little bit of prodding from Magnus, I actually looked into it real deeply, and Kathleen and I decided that it was the best move for the company, and it has been amazing. So we really have 3 main products. We have 5 in total, but we have 3 main products that 309,000 agents across the country currently utilize, that are on our platform. So one is, and it's the big one, the big announcement that we're making is with Your Home Hub. So every home in America by address will receive their own home hub. And with that home hub, we have just filled by address more data about that home than probably even the owners of that home know about. So you have all of your public records data, all your tax data, all your floodplain data, your plat maps, all your data around schools, your dog parks, your walking trails. Then we put great content in there, assisted by the consumer, that they're going to put in their closing docs, their title policy, their inspection report, their paint colors in their house. They're gonna take pictures of their appliances, and we're gonna auto upload all of their home warranty, or excuse me, all of their appliance warranty manuals and the appliance manual. And so it's just this, it's a hub, excuse the pun, it's a hub for everything about their home, all at no cost, all branded to the agent, all branded to the brokerage, keeping that agent and that brokerage top of mind with not only their past customers, but their entire sphere of influence that they're touching. And this breakthrough program is now launched. Then you have our current programs where we help agents and moving consumers connect utilities. So we help at no cost. We help agents connect their consumers connect their electric, their gas, water, internet, home security, homeowners insurance, you name it. And then of course we have our product that we've had the longest, which is our moving discounts. We've got great discounts all over the country, from Home Depot to Pods to Budget Truck, all looking like the agent is supplying it to their customer. So it's just an all-around great customer experience.
So with Your Home Hub, you provide a concierge which helps people to move. And then once you're in your home, you allow them to curate all the information about their home, so that resources are always available to anyone, all in one place. Is that
Correct.
right?
That's correct. We want to help the agent and the brokerage through all stages of home ownership. So before they're buying the home, during the buying and moving process, and then during the process where they're owning the home for an average of just over 9 years. And then we want to help them again with that same agent to buy or sell again. So excellent. These programs help through the life cycle of home ownership.
So let's turn to David or Greg. Either of you can begin, but I'm really interested in understanding your optics on what you saw in this opportunity and what drove you guys to get involved so early on.
Yeah, this is Greg. I'll take that one first because part of my sort of strategy with real estate agents over the course of the past 20 years, one of the first things we try to do is to say, you've got a gold mine in the people that you know. And I put them on what I call a warm marketing campaign to touch their sphere of influence, to nurture those relationships. Mm-hmm. We have an industry that fundamentally doesn't really understand that. Because the average consumer only moves every 7 to 10 years, our experience is that our real estate agent does a love them and leave them. They're on to the next kill, and they don't manage that relationship very well. So as hard as I've worked to try to get them in regular contact with a system to maintain a relationship, they still fail to do it. And I look back at a year gone by and ask an agent, how well have they done in maintaining that contact? And they've done very, very poorly. And so when Scott approached us with this idea, David and I looked at each other and said, this marries the conversation, the relationship with technology. It automates keeping the agent, or good grief, this could be for a loan officer, could be for a homeowner insurance agent, keeps someone involved with the homeownership experience front and center with whoever that partner is, that business partner within the real estate space or homeowner services, so that they have a reason to always stay in touch, to come back and add real value to the consumer. David and I looked at each other, and even though we're very conservative, we don't believe in jumping on the next, shiny thing. This one was absolutely a no-brainer. And the ability for us to actually buy a territory, to generate additional revenue, and to help our industry, frankly, do a better job at nurturing the relationships that they should already be doing.
So David, maybe you could chime in and just tell us when you guys launched and how that launch has gone and what the impact has been on the business and how agents are appreciating it. What kind of feedback are you getting from customers?
We actually launch within the ERA system, Victor, starting tomorrow. It goes live tomorrow.
Okay.
We've been involved with this product since August of this year. And I tell you, to echo what Greg said, the relationship is the key to any sales position in this day and time that we live in. And if you do that right, money finds you. So it's our job as brokers to find ways to arm our agents or our friends that are in the industry of mortgage and insurance in ways that they can stay connected with everybody in their sphere. If you can do that and keep those relationships strong, money and business will come repeatable back to you. Repeatable business is what we're all trying to build. And I think in our experience, we're looking forward to the kickoff tomorrow. We have training on it with our agents next Tuesday. And this is just something, as Greg says, it's a no-brainer for us. It's all about treating people right, building relationships. And that's no doubt, it's one of the reasons within our brand that we've had good customer service ratings for the last 4 years in a row.
No, you guys do an extraordinary job. So, I mean, Kathleen, you've been in this space for quite a while. What do you think is, some of the major differentiators in the way that consumers are going to, engage with Move Guru today that's going to have a profound impact on our industry moving forward?
I think the big difference is that YourHomeHub offers truly one-stop shopping. So there's other players out there that, can help somebody maintain their home or manage documents in their home. And there's some resources where consumers can stay abreast of, estimates or valuations of their home, but there's really not one place where consumers can manage both the physical and financial aspects of the home. And when we say manage that, we know that home ownership is a journey, not a destination. So everything from, again, keeping abreast of loan to debt ratios, finding a professional. So imagine having this resource of home pros, over 350,000 home pros recommended by local realtors. I mean, what a huge resource that we're able to help realtors bring to consumers to help them do everything from move in to renovate to sell again.
Hey, Victor, Could
Yeah.
I jump in and add
course.
something to what Kathleen said real quick? There are the one thing that when we started 6 years ago is we wanted to make sure that we always had the agent and the brokerage in the center of everything. And there are so many outside pressures to brokerages, mortgage companies, title companies, so many pressures of technologies trying to come in and take the transaction away from the real estate agent, away from the brokerage, away from the loan officer. We went the total opposite route. We want to keep the agent, we want to keep the brokerage, the mortgage company, the title company, the local insurance person. We want to keep them front and center in the transaction. And everything we do, every product we have is built around keeping them the center and the focus.
That's excellent. Well, Magnus, you've inspired so much great progress in our industry. You got in touch with Scott and got involved in this company. Can you share with us a little bit about your perspective on it and what you see as the opportunity moving forward?
Yeah, sure, Victor. Thank you. Really watching Move Guru aggregating all of these different fields of data over the last 8 years and collecting data and having this inherent passion that Scott Oakley brought to the organization about wanting to help the consumer, help the real estate agent, or anyone that's interacting and interfacing with the consumer, right, related to their home. And look, we're all busy. Life is more complicated. It's busy today. We are all dealing with families. We have issues every single day. The beauty of this program, to Greg and David's earlier point, and Scott, to everyone's comments, is this program, this product embodies a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So you go on vacation for 7 days and you are still communicating on behalf of the organization. Your home hub is communicating to your sphere of influence 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year on your behalf, and giving them value beyond several of the items that were already mentioned today. And that is critical because there are so many transactions that are available in the average agent's database or sphere of influence, right? Their consumer contacts, but they don't know how to manage that and how to communicate regularly. And Scott has brought all of that to the table, from coupons from Home Depot, all kinds of coupons. And I'm Scott, I'm not going to step on your toes by telling you, getting into all the products, because Scott can explain that far greater than I can. But the point is, Victor, this is a wonderful product for anyone that's looking to stay connected to the consumer and to provide a very valuable free program to the consumer for their benefit that keeps them completely focused and allows them to manage all elements related to their home.
And something else that we haven't even talked about yet that I just wanted to add from a franchisee perspective, we have a franchise. And a typical franchise, you buy the franchise and you pay them fees and you pay them revenue off of every dime that you generate. I'm calling YourHomeHub a reverse franchise model. So we bought the region, but instead of us having to pay them on every dime we make, we're the sales channel. They pay us on every sale that we make, every subscription that we sign. So for those of you that are on the call that are considering the franchise opportunity, it isn't you pay and then you pay and you pay. You pay to play and then you collect. A terrific strategy, and frankly, never seen anything like it.
So
Great
one of the
point.
questions,
Great point.
one of the questions that just came in is, it says a lot of the tools that are in the market today that helps agents stay top of mind. What does your home hub do differently? And I kind of wanted to take that myself, if you wouldn't mind, because I'd like to consolidate some of the things that I heard here today to make sure I'm right. But So one of the things that a consumer gets with Your Home Hub is they're getting updated market information. So a lot of people have buyer agent tools, that automatically notify you when new listings in your neighborhood become available for sale, or if a home sells in your neighborhood, it tells you what it's sold for and those types of things. The second thing it does is it does what Zillow does, right? It lets you know what your home is valued at using AVMs, which we all know stink, but there is a valuation tool. And I think you guys are saying that you have like 3 valuation tools. So that's a second piece of technology. I have my client servicing tool. I have what your AVM is. Then all of the opportunities for concierge service to help people get, move or change services. Anything that you need in your house. If you want to switch from Charter internet to some other internet service provider today, I can do that in my home hub, right? And I get, not only do I get great service, but I get discounts. So that's another huge consumer benefit. So it kind of wipes away a lot of the different disparate products and services that agents are using to deliver these services to clients every day, but it kind of pulls them all into one. And the thing that's most interesting to me about this is that it pulls it all into one from the customer's perspective, not from the service provider's perspective. So, you're the mortgage channel in Your Home Hub is going to let you know when to refinance your house, right? Things like that. So did I get all that right?
Yeah. Actually, Victor, you nailed it pretty well. Thank you.
Okay.
The one thing that I would say is, like, if I was asked that question and say, okay, there's a lot of tools in the market to help agents stay top of mind. Absolutely. There's hundreds of them. And you mentioned a lot of the features of what Your Home Hub does that's important. Here's the one that sticks out in my mind that is by far the biggest. Is we have spent a lot of development time, and I'm talking a lot of development time creating an algorithm in the back end of the hub that determines, based on where the consumer goes within the hub, what they look at in the hub, what are they clicking on in the hub, what sections of the hub are they going to. The algorithm determines the probability of that consumer, remember their sphere of influence, becoming a buyer or seller. And then the system says, hey, by the way, agent or loan officer, you didn't even know it, but your sphere of influence down the street over there, Sally Smith, just did 7 different things in the hub, and our algorithm says, yep, Sally Smith is probably going to be either a buyer or seller in the next 60 days. It does the mathematical computation, and then it lets the agent know that Sally Smith is probably going to be buying.
So you look for signals that the consumer is setting off, and then you alert the agent to it. So if I'm an agent and I have not the average number of customers in my contact database, but like mine has 10,000, there's no way I can stay in touch with them. I have to rely upon systems to stay in touch with people. So Your Home Hub does that. So we have a few more questions here. The next one, will Move Guru continue to offer utility concierge services? So
Kathleen.
utility concierge services, we hook up your electricity, your power, your water, your whatever, right?
Kathleen, you want to cover that?
Sure. So I see one of the questions about Housemaster's previous concierge service, and that's a good question. They're saying that that existed, and that was really the introduction I had into Move Guru, actually. And we're actually in the process of working with Housemaster to move them over to a better service experience. So it is it's very different, because Move Guru does everything from start to finish. And in my previous life, and some other companies, they're trying to handle things on their own. They're using a company that's more sales focused. They're owned by an alarm company. So they're promoting a true white glove service, but they're not really getting it. It's just a different provider relationship, or different provider priorities at Move Guru. So that different than what Move Guru offer. So it's a great question, because we're in the process of bringing that account over so that they do a better experience. So that's coming soon, Pam.
So there is a question here related to the communications from the hub and the branding of the hub. Real estate is all about like your branding and building your brand so that agents, or so that customers remember the agent. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, and actually, I'm going to share my screen again so you can actually see a visual on that. And I know we only have about 4 or 5 minutes left, so I'll be really brief. But as I hopefully explained before, is that we keep the agent, the loan officer, and the brokerage front and center of the transaction. And what does that mean for the agent? Every single piece of communication that we do on the agent or loan officer's behalf all look and feel like they're coming from the agent or the loan officer. So when we send an email with, as you can see here on the right, 15% off of Home Depot, it comes from the agent's email address to the consumer, branded to the agent, branded to the brokerage. Go all the way to the left inside the hub. Your Home Hub, which we will have, we're probably going to have about 30 million hubs by the end of next year for 30 million unique homes across the country. And every single one of those is going to be branded to an agent and to a brokerage or to a loan officer and a mortgage company. Every single one of them. You will barely ever see Move Guru or Your Home Hub mentioned anywhere except when legally we have to, because we want it to be all about the agent, all about the loan officer, all about the title representative. And the better job that we can do for them, the more they're going to utilize our service for their customers, and that's what we want.
So in the time we have left, can you talk a little bit about, what are these franchises selling for, the pricing, and how to get started with it? Who do they contact? That kind of stuff.
Well, I'm gonna say that legally we can't say that without someone getting a disclosure document. So we know we get that question asked all the time. We're happy to answer everything. What I'll tell you just kind of high level is, depending on if you want a tiny little section of a city as a territory, it's not going to be very much. If you want an entire state like David and Greg did, well, it's going to be a little bit more. And I know I'm being evasive on the question, I apologize, but we do have to follow the legalities around franchising. So if anyone is interested and you want to know more about it, we're happy to share everything. We have to get you over a really simple document called a federal disclosure document, and then we can kind of open up the world and tell you everything. Until that time, again, I'm sorry, I can't really answer that specifically, but we'd be happy to do it later.
Excellent. Well, listen, I really appreciate everybody jumping on today. You guys did a great job of introducing what you're doing. I think it's really fascinating. We look forward to catching up with you. Good luck on your launch tomorrow with RE/MAX. That's very exciting.
With ERA.
Oh, sorry, with ERA.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
Victor,
Magnus.
Victor, can I say one last thing?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So, to Scott and Kathleen's credit, I just want to mention this, having been in the franchising industry for over 30 years and worked with a number of different franchisors. What hasn't been stated today, in the last 120 days, almost 50% of the United States has already been awarded to individuals like Greg and David. Greg and David are pioneers. They got in on the ground floor. They were among the first gentlemen into the organization as franchisees. But I just want to mention that because it's virtually unprecedented. From my vantage point and my experience of 30 years, it's incredible the traction that Scott and Kathleen have created with the franchise model and the traction that we're getting across the United States. And the people that are lining up, wanting to acquire states, wanting to acquire cities, component parts of cities. I just want to mention, it's really amazing. And it validates why Greg and David moved forward early on and why I joined the organization. As well. I joked, excuse me.
Yeah.
Why I joined the organization as well. And it's really relevant because I've never seen such fast franchise growth. And it just validates everything that Scott and every panelist has mentioned here today, including yourself.
Yeah. I know that Scott wasn't able to talk about price, but you can understand that if that you would not have been able to have that amount of traction and success if it was unreasonable. So you
Yes,
kind of
thank
answer the
you.
question by showing the success, and that's all just been through word of mouth and relationships that you guys have in the business. And I'm sure that you look forward to talking more deeply with more people about this opportunity and sharing with them, because it really is exciting. And I wish you all success. I want to thank you again for coming here today, and we'll look forward to getting updates on how this is rolling out. And again, good luck with the ERA launch. That's going to be amazing. We'll email everybody that's on today's RE Tech and R to provide contact information over at Move Guru and Your Home Hub. So I really appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thanks for the
Thank you.
invitation, Victor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. And Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, whatever you do.
Likewise. Happy
Okay.
holidays to everybody.
All right. See you later.